Hi and welcome along to this tutorial for the Eskute Star Folding Bike. Today I'll be showing you how to install the main components that you need to fit to the Star straight out the box. The first one will be the kickstand, then it will be your pedals, and then it will be the front wheel. I will then show you how to fold down the stem for the handlebars when collapsing the bike, and showing you the folding mechanism when you want to completely fold the bike down. I'll also show you how to remove the seat if you want to gain that extra height when moving into the back of a car, etc. Let's begin with the folding kickstand. In the kickstand itself, you will see the threads are actually inside the kickstand. So this means the kickstand itself will go behind the frame on the rear of the frame of the bike, and then you will pass your screws through the frame and then screwing up with the threads to the rear. So let's show you that in practice. Okay, fitting the kickstand, these are the two holes we're going to pass the screws through. So we just push the kickstand behind there. We turn our screw until we catch the thread on the rear of the kickstand there, and tighten that up hand tight until you're happy with it. Then grab the second screw and do the same with that before grabbing your Allen wrench and tightening it up fully. And that's our kickstand fully fitted. We'll now move on to fitting the pedals. I've already fitted the rear pedal. The reason I want to show you this side pedal first is because this pedal is actually an opposite thread on the left side of the bike, so you actually feel like you're loosening it when you're tightening. So as you can see, if I just take my spanner now and tighten that up, I'm going the opposite way to what would feel natural, but just carry on and that will tighten up quite naturally for you. And then down on the wrench just to make sure your pedals are securely tight. And it's the same with the other pedal, except that's a normal righty-tighty turn on the thread. Now we will begin fitting the front wheel. A couple of things to tell you to start with. You will be supplied with a screw, a spacer and a washer. I'll take you through how these sit on the wheel before we begin. So you're supplied for both sides. So this is the right side with the brake disc on it. You would put your washer on first, then put your spacer with the grip side to the inside. There will be a hole in the rear, and that's where your screw will go through. So you sit that with your screw going through it. Show you that. So that's the two of them together. Then just start to tighten that up, just probably about halfway down the thread. We want to leave a gap between the washer and the spacer, so when we drop the forks down and the two arms for the bottom of the forks will go through the wheel here. So again, we'll go to the rear side, and you can see on the rear side I've already applied the same. So I've put the washer on the inside, and I've got my spacer and my screw on the outside, and I've given it about halfway down the thread. And next we will look to slide the brake disc through the brake calipers as we lift the wheel. So let's begin. Okay, I'm just about to lift the wheel now. What I'm doing with my hands, I'm just pushing the washers to the inside as I slide the disc through the brake caliper. I make sure my washers on both sides go to the rear of the wheel clamp, and I slowly work my way up with the wheel. Once I'm happy with the washers on both sides, I can then just tap that into place. And that's both exactly where they need to be. So I'll just quickly hand tighten that side, and then just quickly hand tighten this side. I will then get my Allen key and begin to tighten. Okay, what I've done, I've got two Allen keys the same. So I put one on this side and one on the opposite side so that I can tighten both as we go evenly. So that one's taking up some pressure. Just take up some pressure on the rear so that we tighten them evenly all the way through, front and rear. Tight! So after both are tightened, just make sure your wheel looks centered and feels centered there, there's no unusual movement, and then your wheel is securely in place. Okay, that's me completed the build, and I've also went through and tightened a few screws just to make sure everything's in place, and checked the connectors throughout the bike as well. I would definitely recommend that. Now we're going to move on to if you want to collapse the bike and get it to the smallest sort of size you can. Now, you don't always have to remove the seat, but if you want to, I'm going to show you how to do that because it helps you give it a little bit more space again. So you've got a quick release lever here. Just pull that up in there. You'll see I've got a different seat post on it, but just ignore that. That's just my preference. So that's the seat off and removed. If we just return the release lever to keep it safe. And then we're going to move up to the handlebars next and remove the quick release to fold the handlebars down inside themselves. So let's do that next. So on the handlebars here, you will see there is a quick release lever here, a little silver arm. You push that up the way and then you pull the black arm down the way. So that's the locking arm for this arm. So you have to pull that up first before pulling the arm down, and then that will release it. Then that allows the whole stem just to drop down to the inside of the bike, nice and slowly, just like so. Let me take you around and show you that. So I'll show you that again. Just as they come down, they fold very neatly and in themselves nice and tight. Okay, now our arms are now down in place. We're going to move on to moving the central release arm on the bike. Let's take a closer look. Okay, we come to the centre of the bike here, down at the bottom, and you can see a black lever. On the top of the black lever, there's an open latch there. If you just push that latch out, and then you pull the lever forward, it fully unlatches the bike there. That now allows this whole bike to then fold in half. So we'll do that movement next. Be aware this bike does carry a substantial amount of weight, so if you're not confident in doing it your own, do get a second person to help you at this point. But what you need to do is just fold in, let the bike go in itself, bring the front wheel forward and the rear, and keep bringing them together until they meet. Drop them down, remove the kickstand, and then you have the bike. If I just bring that slightly further back, so you can see the bike folded together. Now, lifting it in and out of a vehicle, I would recommend 2 people, depending on the height of the vehicle, because some vehicles it will just slide in on the wheels, some it may have to go on its side, and you may have to use some packing just to protect the bike. But that's it folded down. So our next step, I'll show you how to fold it out again. Let's go. Okay, to fold out, just start to move the bike out, away from itself, grab both ends, and then pull up, and you will see the centrepiece start to come towards itself. Once you've got it there and you're happy it's locked in place, just with quite a bit of force, lock the arm over and you will hear it click in place. Once you've got it there, pull your kickstand down to stand your bike up. You can then from here just slowly move your handlebars back up, and again same process with the click, the front lock. It's just a firm grasp and click, and you'll feel that's in place. And last, if you removed your seat, it's just to slide your seat back on, removing the quick release, slide your seat down to your desired height and close the quick release, and that's your bike easily put back together. Right then, that completes our tutorial on how to build the Star Folding Fat Tyre bike. I hope you found that useful. I have also shown you how to collapse the bike and fold it down if you want to put it into a vehicle or carry it along with you. I hope you got something from that as well. If you get any questions, please feel free to contact us at Eskute anytime. Thanks for your time today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.